Uh, Hello, everybody. I'm so excited that you're here for a very Sherri conversation. This is really great. You know what? This is so funny because when you do these, this is like a completely new normal, and normally you have like a beautiful set behind you, and it would have my picture and me doing all of that, but I don't. It's my kitchen with some antiseptic wipes behind it. Jeffrey, can you come get Ashley so she won't bark? And I tried to have some prettier stuff, but it's, there's a wig there, there's a wig here. It's just, it is what it is. Just grab, you got to grab both those dogs. So I am, I just got on my computer. My son is doing online schooling, and he has online schooling from 8 in the morning until like 2 o'clock. And I don't have, okay, 3 o'clock. All right. And I don't have access to my computer. So I just got on there, and I'm so excited that Jenny McCarthy and Donnie Wahlberg are coming. Now y'all got to know about Jenny and Donnie. They're going to be on in about 4 minutes. What? Yeah. Oh, you talking to them? Okay. You know, how am I going to do a talk show and I'm talking to my child? So I've known Donnie. I've been a blockhead for Donnie since Donnie was like just got a new Kids on the Block. I have like they won't move for you. Just pull them.
Hey, I tried.
Jeez Louise, how am I gonna do a very shared conversation? I got my kid in the background. Hey everybody. So I have been loving Donnie Wahlberg since I don't know when. And then Jenny McCarthy and I met, way early on in my early 20s. And we've known each other, and then we did a pilot sitcom together. And I was supposed to be, I think I was like maybe in my 30s, and I was supposed to be playing my 20s. So I lied, and I told, hey everybody, hey Danielle Lorenz, me. I lied and told everybody I was in my 20s, even though I was in my 30s. And I never told Jenny. I wonder if she remembers. I'm going to have to ask her, because in this business, like people, they don't like older people for some reason. I don't know why. But so I lied. And I've been friends with Jenny since then. And let me turn on a light. Woo! So much better. Hey, everybody. So, hey, Anne-Marie. And I've been friends with Jenny ever since then, since I lied to get on her pilot. I played her best friend. And we were like, this show was so funny. Jenny was like who Jenny is right now, and I was her crazy best friend, and we danced together, and we like slept with men, and it was so much fun. And then we just stayed friends over the years. And when she came on The View, I couldn't have been more excited. And we were together for that year. And I'm gonna tell you something about Jenny on The View, and I'm gonna confront Jenny when she comes on in about 2 minutes, her and Donnie. On The View, we're supposed to, when people come and promote their films or their books or their TV shows, we're supposed to watch it. That's our homework. And so one day, so I would go to everything, plays, films, read the books, watch the TV shows. And there was a movie that was out. I don't remember what star it was, who it was, but we were all supposed to go. So I'm there, and the movie was boring. It was really, really boring. And Jenny came in the next day in the hair and makeup, and she's like, yeah. And I said, Jenny, where were you? And she said, Donnie and I came. I can't even talk like Jenny. We all came, and there were no seats where they had reserved it for the View girls. So we sat all the way in the back. And I'm looking at Jenny like, because I know you wasn't there. And she said, we sat all the way in the back. And I said, oh, where you and Donnie sit? Oh, sorry. That was me, my nails. So I said, where you and Donnie sit, Jenny? They're coming on in 1 minute. And Jenny says, we were all the way in the back. And I said, Jenny, hey, Taronda J. Hey, I'm going to interview Jenny McCarthy and Donnie Wahlberg. Hey, everybody, I'm so glad y'all here. And I said, what was the movie about, Jenny? How you like the movie? And she was like, this is what Jenny said. She goes, oh, wait, here's Jenny now. And I get to ask her. Hold on. For Jenny McCarthy. Let me. And then I'll ask her for you guys. Because I know she didn't see that movie. Jenny McCarthy!
Sherri,
Donnie Wahlberg!
Hi.
Look at my two loves. Look at you guys. I just didn't... I miss you so much. I love you both so much.
I love you too. I was telling Donnie as we were leading up to this, I'm like,
God, Sherri and I don't know if you know, really, we've known each other for so fucking long.
I know.
So long. Like,
you can say, you can curse. It's okay.
Okay, good. I'm used to it. But yes, and I fell in love with you from day one. I
was telling everybody. We first did a pilot, your pilot. I think it was called the Jenny McCarthy Show. It was the untitled, not the show on MTV, but it was a pilot that we did, remember? And we played roommates.
That was Live Girls or Nancy Pimentel or
yes, Nancy Pimentel, and it was called Live Girls, and it was your show. And I came in, I replaced somebody, and we played best friends, and we danced, and we slept with guys, and it was just like so much fun. And I just told everybody that I lied about my age. Donnie, I was supposed to be in my 20s, and I was in like my middle 30s, and I lied.
You still look like you're in your 20s, though, so I don't know what the hell that's all about.
Look, Mr. Wahlberg, if you don't have an uncle, if you don't have an uncle that looks like you with good credit, stop teasing me.
No,
Donnie, I've been asking you this for like 10 years.
No
like,
uncle.
do you have somebody that you could introduce me to? And everybody says, Donnie, that you got to put it out there in the universe. You even said that, Jenny, right?
True. It's absolutely true.
I've always had one.
Oh,
Danny Wood.
Well, you know. You better.
He's a DW. I could vouch for him. He's
Can
my
you see
brother
me
for life. He's my brother for life. You never have to worry.
That'd be awesome.
You know what? Well, you set that up with Danny, because I'm going to take you up on that. Because even Jenny even said to me before she got married to you, she said, you took a year off, right? You said you took a year off, baby, to get yourself together.
That's right. To raise my bar.
To raise your bar. Well, let me tell you something. I've been accidentally celibate for a year and a half.
Holy crap.
I know. So I'm doing good. I got the yellow light around me that you always talk about. Is it yellow? That yellow light?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so you tell Danny. Well, you could tell Danny I've been celibate for 3 years.
All right.
3 years. Well, I don't know.
Danny's been intimating that he's been celibate for at least 6 months, at least that I can recall, maybe longer.
The 6 months works for me. 6 months works for me. Because with my year, with my celibacy and Danny's celibacy, that's a short walk to Jesus.
Yeah, most people are celibate right now if they're single and alone, because unless they're sneaking out at night or having some really
most people are
illegal
celibate
booty
in
calls.
their marriages right now.
Yeah.
I know. Well, look, that leads me to, because you guys have now, because look, Donnie, you've been doing Blue Bloods. Jenny does her Sirius XM show, and then you also do The Masked Singer. Now you guys are quarantined together 24/7. This is different. So is there anything, my friends Anne-Marie and Mel wanted me to ask you this, is there anything that you like have gotten irritated with each other about?
She can answer.
Tell me, girl.
You know what? It's really just like typical stuff that I think everyone can relate to is the amount of pressure with homeschooling and cooking and cleaning. And we're also quarantined. I have 6 men in this house and 2 dogs.
Oh my gosh, girl.
So it's a lot of cooking, a lot of cleaning, a lot of homeschooling. So, you know, I can be a little sharp sometimes.
Can she, Danny? I'm sorry, Donnie. Look, who I got on my mind? Sorry.
It's Donnie, it's Danny Wood, it's Danny Reagan. It's all good.
Who I got on my mind? Donnie, is that true?
Can she be sharp? Well, let me phrase this the right way. She keeps saying there's 6 men in the house, but she's more of a guy than all of us. She'd kick all of our asses if she had to. So that she is no joke. And I mean that in a positive way. She's just strong, and you know, so she was raised in a house full of girls by a Vietnam veteran who taught them all to be tough. You know, tough. To be like, to be tough. And not that women aren't tough. I just mean like she taught them how to fist fight and the whole 9.
Yeah.
He taught them how to. So I just, for me, I guess she could be frustrated, I would say is a better word, but that means that my goal has to be to not be like one of the teenage boys, which all men can act like teenagers at any moment. You know, we snap back to being, you know, we're smart guys, some of us, but we're stupid at the end of the day. You know,
Why do you act that way? Jeffrey is that way 24/7.
It's not on purpose. It's just, you know, men are from Mars and women are from Venus. It just, when certain things kick in, you know, men just go dumb. So,
yeah.
So I can do a lot of things. You know, I can run a lot of businesses. I can carry a lot of careers, but sometimes when I get home, I'm just going to leave that wet towel where it ain't supposed to be. It might be because I'm trying to help out doing other things. I might have the best intention, but if I ask one too many questions, then I become one of the kids that's getting homeschooled, and there's no patience for that. So that's when the sharpness might come out.
How long have you guys been married? How long has it been?
Almost 6 years.
Almost 6. Was it 6 years that I came to your wedding?
I know. I love that you were there, Sherri.
Was it? And you, this is how real I love that. What I love about you too. You're so real that you would think that you guys would have had like this star-studded wedding, and there weren't very many celebrities. Like you could count them on your finger. And I remember when Donnie came to my room and you brought me like a rose, right, Donnie? And you said, "Thank you for coming to support my girl," and you cried, and that touched my heart so much, how much you loved it. I was there when she had the engagement ring. Donnie, what, you know, because you're this international singer, everybody wants you, except when you leave the wet towel on the floor. But what was it that made you want to settle down? That's what I want to know, because it never seems like guys want to settle down.
You know, that story, first of all, I think it is that story of settling down. I think I'm trying to answer the question without being too philosophical, but I'm going to be a little philosophical.
It's okay.
So like you're doing your thing, right? You're like taking some time off and loving Sherri first right now, right? That's what you're doing right now. So no matter what, you're going to change and shift, right? And I wasn't looking to settle down. I didn't think I'd be married again in my lifetime. And I know she said the same thing, right? But it just happened, you know. I think when I met her, I met my match.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's what happened. I just met my match, and match in terms of compatibility, but in terms of we just were on a similar plane spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and we needed the things that the challenges we present for each other actually are in alignment. You know, it's not like it's all roses and happy. We're a great couple, don't get me wrong, but we work and we have a yin and yang, right? So the things that, like, even in our childhoods, we both came up, you know, and we're sort of codependent people, and how we react to that, you know, is something we both had to work on. So the relationship creates a great challenge for each other, but the challenge is really within each other, and we were both willing to do the work. So the challenge wasn't, I got to break Jenny and make her be the way I want her to be. The challenge is, I got to break me out of all my old habits and, you know, throwing tantrums since I was a little boy, get what I want from whoever I want to get it from. Right. And I have to change me and raise my bar. And in doing so, that invited her to do the same, and vice versa. Right. So, you know, we just
had the same intention.
Yeah, we had the same intention. And it was like, she's worth it for it, and vice versa. Does that make sense? And it was hot and heavy. It does make sense. Yeah, it was hot and heavy and crazy. Like, her first day on The View, the night before, we was like rolling around in the bed at 4 a.m. Like, you know what I mean?
First
like
day, almost every freaking.
Yeah,
she told me.
It was like, yeah, there was fireworks and all that.
Can I say, Donnie, when we were on The View, Jenny and I, and you would go in the dressing room and close the door, I was always like, what the hell? What's going on in that doggone?
Never did it there.
Never there. We never did it there.
Never at The View. Okay.
No.
Because then Barbara Walters would have had a heart attack way.
She'd have been trying to come in. She'd have been like,
yeah.
What's going on in there, Jenny?
That's what it would have been.
Jenny, with Donnie, were you looking, before you met Donnie, were you looking to settle down? Did you want to be in a relationship?
Not during that year I took off. That year I took off, the reason why I took it is I kept manifesting the same person, like same actor, different movie. And I'm like, what the hell what is going on? So I realized, okay, if I want to raise the bar on the guys I was attracting, I had to start with me. So I just stopped everything and just worked on myself, therapy, books, self-help, you name it. And then about over a year, I kind of felt this, like I was cooked.
Yeah.
Like the oven went ding, and I went, oh, now it's time for me to learn more about myself, but I need a partner. I'm ready. I feel like I'm ready to learn more about myself and grow with someone. And then I asked God, I said, please let them be cooked too. And I have to put the ingredients in and have to fucking wait. I want to be coming in on an even playing field and for us to hold hands and walk forward together. I don't want someone to clip my wings, because we know guys that, I'm sure you, Sherri, have realized that guys want to clip your wings, not watch you fly. I need someone that supports me and wants to grow together. And within probably a month of me really knowing I was cooked and what I wanted, that's key too.
Yeah.
I met Donnie Wahlberg.
And you met Donnie. And you knew. What kind of qualities did Donnie have that you said to yourself you wanted?
Well, the first time I really got to talk to him was on Andy Cohen's show. And in my head, I thought he was married. So I didn't have any open thing at all going on. And I
knew he wasn't married. I told you when you Donnie, you told me you was dating Donnie. I was like, what? I had an I Love Donnie t-shirt.
Yeah, right. I wasn't schooled because I was just a guest with him. So I was like, oh, I didn't know that much about if he's with someone. So it's not like I was doing homework on him. So after the show, I was like, this guy's a really nice guy. End of that story.
As she tapped my ass, saying, you're a nice guy, tapped ass.
Did you
do you blame? So then about 6 months later, I did my VH1 late night talk show. And they said, Donnie Wahlberg is a guest. And I said, oh, good. Let me do some homework. So I did some homework and said, oh, he's not dating that one. Huh. And then that's it. But then I walked into the studio and I walked past his dressing room and I caught him checking out his butt in the mirror. And I kind of giggled and thought, wow, that's a nice ass. That's the first thing I thought.
Trying on my suit.
I said, that's a nice ass. And then when he sat down and I started having a conversation with him, he was so smart and he was engaging and handsome and funny. And I was like, oh my God, he's checking all these boxes. What a wonderful human being this is. Like someone that can be smart and funny and tell a great story and intriguing and dynamic. I'm like, this guy has it quality. He makes great TV. So I'm still not there yet. I'd like him, but I'm not there yet. Once we get to the ground, I do these groundbreaking interviews where I lay on the ground and I interview someone with a lollipop. Yeah. It was game on. That's when I knew. That's when I was like, oh, this is the one.
Yeah.
And when we watch that interview back, you can like watch on YouTube, on the ground, it sounds like the way we talk now to each other. It's like watching, I'm like, it looks like we've already been married for 5-6 years.
Yeah, we watched it like a month ago. I'd never watched it.
Yeah.
I don't know what compelled me to watch it, but we sat there and watched it and it was like, we sound like the way we talk today. Like, it was like we knew, but
you guys, I saw the episode and you had so much chemistry. Like I watched it and I was like, wow.
We
they
knew,
look like they're together.
Right. We knew, like I knew, like I mean, I'm not gonna lie. We did Andy Cohen's show and I thought she was beautiful. And Andy was like, you get to ask her out. I was like, and asking her out. And I didn't know nothing about her. You know, I liked her. I thought she was beautiful. And, you know, she tapped my butt. I was like, okay. But, you know, I just didn't really think nothing. So when I got asked to do her show, like my friends were like, you know, she liked you on Andy Cohen's show. That's why she asked you on the show. I was like, get out of here. But I think we both knew. And sometimes when you know, you know. So people always say, how do you know? You just know. But What happens is after that, if you get red flags right out of the gate, you got to listen to them because you know that too, right? So you know if someone on the first date is like, they say something, you go, ooh, that don't feel right. That's a red flag, right? So when you get red flags and you question those and you ignore them, you end up in a mess a lot of times. Like our gut knows. But there are other situations where it's the opposite, where you know. So I think we knew, but then the ego starts to get involved. So it's like, you know,
Fear.
can I, whatever it can be, and the ego will come up with whatever story it can to make you run for the exit, right? When it's right. And the ego will make you ignore every red flag when it's wrong. So you got to trust your gut and identify the difference. And that takes a lot of work, and that takes self-work. So when Jenny will always say the problem's never the problem, right? So something would come up and I'd be like, you know, she might say something or do, like, I'll give you a prime example if it's okay. I don't know.
Good, please. Yes.
But when we was first dating, I would come in the room and she'd be on her phone. Like, she came to one of my concerts and was planning a birthday party for me. And she was on her laptop, and I walked in the room and she went and closed it. And I'm like, she's Skyping some dude, right? But I didn't say nothing. We just kept moving along, and we were still in bliss stage and yada, yada. But as it went on, it was a thing where I'd walk in the room and she'd put her phone down, and I'm like, this is some shady shit right here. Like, why would she do that? Because first of all, that's what I would do if I was being shady. So that's a projection onto her. But when we finally talked about it, it took, you know, because I don't want to act insecure. Like, yo, why you keep doing the phone? Why you keep doing, you know, so we're avoiding the topic. And finally it kind of came out. And I confessed that I was insecure about it. And she confessed that she was nervous because of past relationships where the guy was an asshole. She couldn't be on her phone. Like, phones thrown out the window if she was on her phone.
So you actually confessed that you were insecure that Jenny was on the phone?
It made me uncomfortable when she would put her phone down when I would come in the room. Not that she was on the phone. When I would walk in the room and she'd go like that and act like she wasn't on the phone, that's anyone would think is shady, right? So I thought it was like, okay. But I kept ignoring it because I knew she was the one. And she could really be talking to no guy.
He was allowing that to build up. And that's where relationships become toxic, when you're not communicating. So when he finally said, you know, it's making me feel really insecure. And I'm like, oh my God, I would never have that perspective. My story, when you hear it, you go, how it makes sense. I was in a relationship that the guy was abusive. And I have to have my phone at the front door when I'd walk in.
All the time.
And if I ever wanted to go on my phone, I had to like sneak in the other room and look at it. If I had to tweet something, it was really bad. So I had that behavior still with me. So when Donnie walked in the room, I'm not on my phone. Like a little girl.
So here we are triggering each other, you know, without even knowing. Like and until we talked about it, we couldn't work through it. It just became a thing, like, red flag, but it wasn't a red flag, right? So we were already together. We knew there was, like, this was what was going to be. It was going to be us together, like, you know what I mean? There was nothing.
But Donnie, if you hadn't confessed what your insecurities were, and Jenny hadn't confessed what her brokenness and insecurities were, that could have been something so
it's relationship ending for people. Yeah, it's relationship ending for people. And I had no idea, because he's good at masking too, defense mechanism from his childhood, you know, or from whatever.
Right.
So here we are using our defense mechanisms until we finally got the opportunity in this beautiful window. And that's where I feel like relationships miss getting to that other side, because when you get to that other side, that's where you fall deeper and deeper and deeper in love.
And that's, again, why we were a match for each other. Is so, like, every relationship, there's someone who feels like they have to say sorry more than the other side, or they have to, I'm always the one saying I was wrong, and da-da-da-da. In our relationship, what we've learned and we're going to do this tonight, because we had a little incident today, very small, but but we're gonna talk it through, and we can do it on this call in a minute if you need us to. But what it is it's when we put our defenses down and are willing to say, hey, I took a look at what I did and I'm sorry. It immediately takes the strain off the other person, and they're suddenly want to do the same. You know what? Well, now I'm thinking about my part in it, and I realize I did this. And when you're not to say famous has an impact, but when you get famous,
Yeah.
as both of us have been since we were kids, basically, and you get everybody, yes, 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 you can get into a real zone where it's hard to look at yourself.
It's like ego.
Yeah, now I know how to do it in business. I know how to do it with my bandmates. I know how to do it in a lot of capacities. But I realized in a relationship, it was a little different. And that's, again, where we were a perfect match.
The work is another place. If you guys want to know, any couples listening, and even single people, thework.com. It's a free tool that Byron Katie, who's someone we love.
WORK.com. The work.
Just thework.com. If you go on there and look at like Judge Your Neighbor worksheet and you fill it out, this is a process that Donnie and I have done since we met. And it's kind of like what Donnie was talking about. It's examining your emotion or your feeling or your bump. It can be with anybody. It could be about yourself. And by going inward, you hit those layers. Because, you know, we're the first ones to pick up a piece of cake to numb it, a cigarette, a drink, the TV, Twitter, Facebook, just numb it, give it away. And for the people that really want to do the work, this is something that I would say, please check it out, because it's been life-changing in not only our relationship, but in our world.
I love it. Thework.com.
Thework.com.
I'm typing with my left hand right now.
It's deep, Sherri. It's deep. It's so good. And it's hard sometimes.
It's hard.
Do you guys go, what happens when you guys are, you know, because sometimes we get angry and it's one of those, I'm really mad. Do you go to bed angry at each other? Or do you say, we're going to table this and talk about it tomorrow? Or do you work it out before you go to sleep?
We try to make sure that we don't fall asleep angry, but there's, of course, been probably a handful of times where we have. And then sometimes sleeping on it, waking up, did make a difference. You know, I don't know why. So I don't really know what the right answer is. The goal is to not go to bed angry. And on the flip side, there's been times where I've woken up and went, shit, I better say sorry.
Yeah.
I think too, there's a thing like, so we can create these things in a relationship where like, we'll never go to bed angry. That's our agreement. Right. But then what happens the night that you do? Right. Does that mean, because either one of us could be like, we promised, and that's a deal breaker, and yeah, this shit is off. Right. So those, it's a goal to try, but to say we'll never, right? It's best to probably not go there. But I think we have a commitment to look inside when stuff goes wrong, right? Because so the work in the work, part of the work is to take your own accountability, right? So and it's turning around your judgmental thought. So like Jenny puts her phone down. Jenny's being shady. Okay, turn it around. I'm being shady. Ooh. Because putting my phone down that way means I was doing some dirt. So now I'm assuming she's doing dirt. Ooh. And I'm also being shady because I'm not telling her what my thought is or my insecurity is. I'm keeping it to myself. So I'm being shady there. So it's like you find the accountability. So what we have is not unrealistic goals or agreements, but an agreement to always commit to look inward and do the work. And we're together forever. There's nothing's going to change that.
The foundation is set.
Yes,
there's nothing's
solid.
That ain't happening.
There might be some wind, some rain,
right,
some lightning, but we know the foundation is set. And when the foundation is so solid, you feel more open and honest, and easily it's easier to be vulnerable. with that foundation.
And when you know your partner's going to do the same, like it might take longer for me to do the work or to take my accountability or check myself, but I know she's going to do it, or she knows I'm eventually going to do it. Like we know, you know, and sometimes we call it like reaching through the barbed wire. Sometimes neither one of us is doing it. We're like,
we're both mad, and someone has to reach through the barbed wire, like to get to the heart to hold it.
And we're trained not to. You know, we're trained from our childhood not to do this. If you came up in a house with divorce or with alcoholism or a lot of the stuff that so many of us came up with, it trains you. Like we get a toolbox as kids to like, how do I get attention? Like in my house, how do I get attention with 9 people in the house and my parents fighting all the time? I'm just going to go in the room and lock myself in the bathroom for 7 hours and wait till my mother notices someone's missing. Yeah. So I noticed like a year into the relationship, I was like, I'm mad. I'm in the other room. And I'm like, I'm sitting here waiting for my mother to come in this damn room. And it's my wife down the hall. Like, what the hell kind of toolbox am I using right now? So you got to go deep and look inward, you know, and it takes a lot of work, but people say relationships shouldn't be work. That's a fairy tale. You know, we work at all this stuff. We work at our careers. We work at getting our look right. We work out in the gym. We work on our diet. We work on all that, but you don't want to work on the most important person in your life. We don't want to work on that. It's you know, but the particular works we do, reading books together, self-help books, watching videos, and doing the Byron Katie work, it's a joyous work. You know, it's when you click in it, it will go, like we used to say, like, ooh, we had a little bump. We call it a little bump, like we had disagreement, you know, and we'd have them every couple of days, then every couple of weeks. Then it was like every 6 months, we're like, shit, we ain't had a bump in a long time. Like, it's like it gets easier and easier, and just it's
So the work, again, I know people are saying thank you so much, is thework.com.
Thework.com by Byron Katie.
And then also, you know, I was going to say, I'm doing my radio show tonight too. So it's free, by the way, everyone at SiriusXM is giving it away for free till May 15th.
Thank you.
And Donnie's hosting it with me every night since we're stuck here in the basement. So you guys.
I love that. Do you guys like working together?
Yes, very much so.
We've been working together the whole damn quarantine. We're saying it's going to be easy, and we're making videos and doing a radio show and doing interviews.
It's just, you know, that getting that creativity out. Somebody said you guys should write a book on relationships and marriage, and that Jenny, they would love for you to write a book because you've written 5 books, right?
11
books. I'm shit. I got 6 books I need to get to put on my
I had
shelf.
to feed the baby, Sherri. You know
I know,
that.
Mom, and that's the saying I use, which I got from Jenny. Mama got to feed the baby. That's what I tell everybody. When they say, why are you asking for this money? I go, Mama got to feed the baby.
Got to feed the baby.
But somebody said they would love if you wrote a book about healing yourself.
Oh, cool. Yeah, well, maybe that's part of the relationship book too. But
part of the relationship book, because you've done so much work. I got to tell a story about Donnie. When I went to see Donnie at Madison Square Garden, and Jenny, you couldn't make it, and Donnie got me tickets, and I was front row. And so Donnie came to the edge of the stage, and he was dancing, and everybody was saying Danny was dancing, and everybody was dancing, and Donnie leaned down and whispered in my ear, and it was all on the Jumbotron, and everybody was like, what did Donnie whisper? What did Donnie whisper? Do you know what Donnie whispered? He said, tell your friend I love her so much. In the middle of their concert. That's what he whispered. That's what every girl would dream. That her man is working in the middle of something and would say, tell your friend I love her so much.
Totally.
That is like so amazing.
It is. And you know, I got to tell you, when I watch him, it was my favorite thing to do is watch him perform. I love it. Talk about an aphrodisiac. I feel like all the blockheads. I'm like, but to watch him perform, I'm just like, so in awe by him and how he makes everyone in that arena feel just as special as I do.
You do. That's what I gotta say. Donnie, first of all, to be up on that stage, and we love it that you're back. All the Blackheads, we just, from the moment you guys reunited, I think it was on, was it the Today Show or Good Morning America? That it was like the Today Show, and you came back together. and watching you in concert, what does that feel like? Because you got fans that we've been with you since we were teens, riding with you.
Sherri
What's it feel
Shepherd.
like?
Sherri Shepherd. All right. It's multifold. So like first coming back, like with the group, it was like, okay, it's like you're kind of more older now. It's like Michael Jordan retired and came back. A lot of athletes say everything slows down when they get older. The game's really fast when they're young, but when they get older, it slows down and they're better. They're not as quick or as nimble, but they're better. For me, it had elements of that, but it's been like I'm gonna cry, dang you, Sherri Shepherd.
I just love you.
It's been a very spiritual journey.
Oh, Donnie, you're gonna make me cry.
Oh, geez, I'm gonna start crying too.
It's like I knew early on like something different was going on with this. Like I went to Germany, we went and did some. We weren't even really out yet, and we hadn't started our tour. We went to Germany and did a movie, and a fan in Germany in the airport handed me a letter, and she was like, we loved you guys, but then we had to grow up and leave you. We had to go find our life and find our husband and have kids and jobs and do all this stuff. And somewhere in there, we forgot about ourselves.
Yes.
And now you came back and you've given us a chance to be us again. Right. And
I know, it's making me cry too.
but it was like that. But then like when we started actually doing the concerts and we do these meet and greets every night with a couple hundred fans a night, and like so many of them like my friends now, they're like my people. I see their names on there, I'm like, oh my god,
They came to say hey,
right? But they would say things like thank you every night, and I realized I feel the same way. It's like thank you. Like there was one woman early on came in and she was like, I just been through the worst divorce, and I just come off a divorce at the same time, and we just held each other and cried in the middle of this meet and greet, like, and I just realized I needed them as much as they needed me. And it wasn't a financial thing. It was a spiritual, emotional, deep connection that occurred. And
it goes deep.
It's still there. It's like,
you make everybody, Donnie, feel like you're looking right at us. All you and your brothers.
Isn't it amazing?
We feel, yes, like it feels like such a heart-to-heart connection. I have never been able to go on the cruise, but everybody will text me because I'm friends with a lot of blockheads. Hey, Mel, hey, Anne-Marie. And they will tell me what this cruise is like and how you don't stay in your room until it's time to go do a concert. You come out, you mingle. After performing, you would go to the Waffle House and there would be fans there. Like you really, the love is real. Mm-hmm. And I remember coming to see you at a club. You guys were at some club. That's when you gave me my
in Atlanta. Yeah.
And it
was
in
Atlanta.
On
YouTube, Sherri. I think
Girl,
I it up on YouTube.
Do you know how much I had to flash my breast to get into that damn club because it was packed, sold out? But I didn't even tell them I was there. Somebody saw me and they pulled me out, and Donnie gave me my lap dance. But what I love is that you mingled with everybody. When you hugged somebody, Donnie, you meant it. It wasn't a celebrity hug, I gotta go. It was I love you, and you looked right into a person's eyes. That's what I love about all of you.
Right.
You care.
Yeah. Thank you. And I feel the same about the fans. Like they're there for us. Like, and not just like coming to the concert just to be like spending. They're there. Like they care. Like they love us. And I love them back. I feel the same way. I think about, various things. Like I think about if I was in the audience, what would I want to happen? I would want someone to put their all out there for me. I would want someone to give me everything they got. But even more so, I just see myself in the fans. It's like we're there's such a deep connection. I say we're mirrors. We're like literally. They look at me on stage and see something special, and I look at them and see the same way. Like, and so when I look down and see somebody and or go over and say something to you or whatever, or so many fans, I am trying to talk to every fan in the building. Yeah. I'm trying to connect. I want every single one of them to know I thank you. I thank you for giving a damn about this little dude from Boston, like who had shit. I have nothing coming up. I had holes in my socks and my sneakers, and you know what I mean? I was the 8th of 9, and the ass kickings travel down, not up, right? So I took it all. And then Mark was below me, so God bless him. He was old forever, you know. But they just mean so much to me, and Jenny's helped me even in a great way with my fans too, because there's times when it becomes like, you know, so fun, and I always had a deep connection with so many, but she sort of helped me sort of look at it even deeper, you know. And like sometimes like I started like taking off my clothes and doing this and that on stage and doing the rubbing your feet and you know, yada yada, and
Shout out mine.
and yeah, but there was a deeper level, and there was a phase during all this where I actually kind of geared down, and then geared back up. And I went, and what was actually happening is there was a deeper level of self-love was occurring that then allowed me to love my fans even deeper and give them even more, but in a more genuine and sincere way. And it's just such a profound relationship. I'm just incredibly grateful to all of them.
And we love you, Sherri Shepherd.
Yeah. When I say them, I mean you too, because
I know you mean me. You know, Jenny, is so funny because, you know, when you got engaged to Donnie, Blackheads were very protective of these guys, very, very protective, and did not want to see Donnie hurt again. And so when you guys got engaged, it was hard. Like everybody was side-eyeing you because they didn't quite.
So glad I didn't notice or see or read anything. It's true. I you know.
How do you handle this? How do you handle so many, you know, a man who's so in touch with his fans and his fans love him so much? Sometimes you can give so much of yourself. A lot of people say you don't have anything for me.
Because I gained a huge family. I gained sister wives. I gained sisters. I gained friends. It was just more plus than any minus. And of course I want to share him with the world. This is a source-given gift. His light shines in gratitude, in service. So to me, I love watching, and I love getting the side effect, which is all this love from all these directions. And, you know, the people that didn't like me or still don't, that's okay. That's their prerogative. You know, they just need more.
Now you want everybody over.
They need to cook in that oven a little longer, maybe.
But again, that's where she really was a blessing. Like, so when the summer we were dating, like I was on tour and I would kiss a girl in the audience every night. And then she started The View, and like a weekend, she kissed some guy that had never been kissed before. Now I did that. I like loved finding women who said, I've never been kissed in my life. Will you kiss me? I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to be your first kiss. Now she did it, and I watched it, and I was like, what the hell was that?
I don't like it.
And she was like, what? And I was like, you could have told me that happened. Like, I had seen, I'm watching TV to support you, and all of a sudden you're kissing some dude. She was like, I just watched you kiss a girl every night all summer, and I didn't say shit.
You didn't say a word.
And again, it was like, but for me as the performer, I'm like, okay, but I wasn't kissing girls to mac on them. I was finding a fan who, like, there was a connection with, like, on a deep level, like she might have just had a loss in her family or this or that, you know what I mean? Or the girl that would be like the one that nobody would pay attention to. Like I would find, you know, I was like, this is deeper than that. And she was like, and that's again what I mean. Is like, I took a step back and realized, okay, you know what? It was scary at first, like, well, this is what I do. I'm not changing that. And I was like, wait a minute, I can give more. I can give a better version of me than to do that. That is like, it gets a reaction from the crowd, but there's also 13,000 other women in the crowd that night that may not want me kissing that one girl.
Right.
It's like, so I just evolved, but at first it's scary because you're like, you know, but if I wanted her to evolve, I had to evolve myself. And we both realized, you know what, when I said, okay, you're right, you know what, you're right. And she said, all right, well, good. Then I don't have to do, she then took a look at herself and said, well, I don't have to do that shit either.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and I have Sherri Shepherd by my side on The View. I can do other stuff with her. I don't have to kiss the guy. I don't have to be the one to volunteer to do that, because it ain't working for either one of us.
Look, Jenny, instead of kissing, we got naked on The View. You
That
remember
was
that?
That was
You
funny.
know what? I wanted to repost that recently because I'm like, this was funny. This was a funny segment.
We had a segment called What's Poppin' with Sherri and Jenny, and we would do pop culture because none of the other ladies were really interested in doing pop culture. You and I, we were like pop culture fanatics. And so Jenny and I are like game for anything. And so we did one when we were doing something and we took our bra off. And I had this huge black box over my chest and you had this smaller one. And that's the kind of stuff we did. And we had so much fun.
You know what? I had so much fun doing those segments with you, Sherri. I was like, oh, that was fun. That was good shit. That was good.
I know you went through that. The one thing I have to say, you went through a lot on The View because they didn't know what they wanted. They called you in for one thing, then halfway, you know, it changed on you, and you were so game and you were so down. And that's what I appreciated about you. You always smiled. When something was wrong, Jenny would grab my leg underneath the table and squeeze it. And you gave it like such a college try. And that's what I love about you. You will. And I know you so well, so much so, because you know I got to get on this Masked Singer. When I said yes to doing the Masked Singer, I was so scared. I said, Jenny, I told them when they asked me, I said, y'all, Jenny knows me so well. There's really not much I can put over on her. And they were like, no. And I said, I'm telling you, Jenny knows me. She knows everything about me. And so I had to, when they had me be the penguin, that's all I was thinking about. And I made all these videos when I went to New York to promote my other show to you, so that when you would call me, because I knew you would.
Yeah, I did.
You called me when I was putting the penguin mask on, and I was like, who? And I got the mask. I was like, who? That's Jenny. Y'all, Jenny calling me. And I think I said, I'm in New York. Stop bothering me.
You sold it, you little brat. The first time Sherri walked out on stage, she took 2 steps. I go, that's Sherri Shepherd. That's Sherri Shepherd. And so then as the week's going, I'm like, this is Sherri Shepherd. And they're trying to throw me with the clues. So then like literally a few weeks into, I go, I'm calling her. I'm like, girl, you in LA? And she's like, no, I'm in New York. And then she took a picture of herself on the Today Show and sent it to me. So I bought it.
You did. And then you completely went to a white girl. I was sitting there next to Nick Cannon in my penguin mask going, they all think it's a white girl. This is great.
I was so mad. I'm like, my soul wants to say it's Sherri Shepherd. I was so mad.
Was mad.
I was livid.
She was mad that she didn't get it right because she knew from day one. She didn't tell me day one. She didn't mention. Yeah, she didn't mention anything until after you said it wasn't you. And she was like, damn it, I knew this person was Sherri Shepherd, but it ain't her. I was like, well.
I'm like, it's got to be Sherri Shepherd. It's her. It's like, there's no one else in the world except this is Sherri Shepherd.
Literally, as I was standing next to Nick Cannon, because I couldn't see anything. I didn't know, Donnie, when you did something like the Masked Singer, you have to know how to sing. Like,
you sang great, Sherri.
No, I karaoke well. Like, I look at Donnie and the guys, and you guys do all this choreography and you sing. Like, you got to breathe. That is what, like, Jenny, they took away all my choreography. I was supposed to do a Lizzo song, and I got to, I'm a bat, and I was like, I'm going to pass out. They took the Lizzo song away from me because I couldn't breathe and dance at the same time. Donnie, I bow down to you in being able to do that.
I don't know.
It might be
what you did might be harder.
You were awesome,
We talked to Wayne Brady about it, and he won. And he was like, I was, the costume was squeezing my chest. I couldn't breathe. And they're introducing me, and I'm having a panic attack. And the mask was sideways, and I couldn't see.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's so much. You know, Jenny, when I had to do the dance off, when I thought I was going to leave, and I had to do this whole dance off, and it turned out to be Dr. Drew Pinsky, I thought I was going to pass out. And then they said, do it again, because I'm a penguin dropping it like it's hot. And then they said, do it again. And I did it, and I said, I'm going to pass out. And they literally, Donnie, they took the mask off me, and I was drenched in sweat. I was completely wet, and they had like this little fan, which didn't do nothing. And I'm hot flashing, and I'm sweating anyway. It was like,
I
You
went for a
slayed,
walk.
though. You did so good.
I went for a walk the other day with one of the little, medical masks that we have to wear. I couldn't breathe with that. And I don't have any short. I'm not sick or anything, but I mean, I could never do what you guys do with those costumes.
Yeah, you killed it,
couldn't do
Sherri.
Couldn't
I
do
was
it.
so proud of you.
I know, I could tell as soon as I took my mask off and I saw your face. I could tell. Would you do that show, Donnie?
Me?
Would you do the Masked Singer?
I don't know. I mean,
There's no time.
yeah, I got a lot of jobs. Well, I did. I don't know if they're going to be any
Blue
jobs
Bloods.
after
Are
this.
you guys coming back?
We're supposed to. Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
everything stopped. Like, so, excuse me, we were shooting the show and we had like 2 episodes to go and everything just shut down and stopped.
Yeah.
So the assumption was we were all talking about coming back and the network was talking about coming back. And, it just, assuming we all come through this in a reasonable time period, which is not too long, I would suspect, yes, we'll come back and new kids will work again and we'll do all these
Yeah.
things. Now, if it doesn't come through this, in let's say 6 months, we're still sitting here. Well, if that happens, the last thing I'm going to be worried about is Blue Bloods because we're all going to be fucked.
Yeah.
Well,
Excuse
if
my
y'all
language.
sitting together for 6 months, I expect Jenny to be pregnant.
Yeah, well, we've been listening to Club Quarantine After Dark with D Nice.
Oh my God, it's been so fun.
I know, so have I.
There's been a few efforts made. Let's just say that.
That's true.
We've been.
That's what I
bumping
want to
back.
ask you. Jenny, I got to ask you this, being married. Now I'm going to let you guys go, but this is a question.
I know.
when
I
you
hear
get
the
married-
kids roaming around for food upstairs.
I
Go
know,
ahead.
because it's time for you guys to eat. When you're married for a long time, sometimes that's the first thing that goes, the physical intimacy. And, as wives, as mothers, we have so much to do. You got Evan and trying to figure out what to do with him. You got other things you have to attend to. And the physical intimacy, because men think about sex a lot more than we do because we have so much stuff. How do you keep that part of your marriage?
Well, it helps. It helps being physically attracted to him.
Yes, it does.
It really does. Like, I think everything he does is kind of hot and sexy. Like, he'll be walking around with pajamas. I'll be like, you're hot. So I think it's noticing, taking the time to notice, and then falling in love with a new thing all the time. Like, I'll be like, oh my God, I'm in love. I didn't notice this. I didn't notice your ear does that. And you just find a new thing to fall in love with. And that's the more female emotional side of it all. And
Yes.
then, of course, we also have a sex dungeon that really helps, Sherri.
The sex dungeon. Maybe you can have Danny and I over at the sex dungeon. That sounds like a nice little double
We
date.
turned a sauna and we put a door on it, a real door with a lock, and we cushioned it and bought some sex toys, and that's where we
I really
had
hope the kids ain't watching right
If the kids are watching, you learn something new every day, don't you? Donnie, how's your family?
Everyone's fine. It's a little tough because our mom, she's getting older and her memory's not great and we can't be around her. I'm in a different state, Mark's in a different state, but my siblings out of there, they can't really go near her. And so she apparently has a want to leave the house a lot and go to visit the neighbors, which she can't do. And then she don't remember that it happened. So I called her the other day because my nephew called and said there's 6 people in the house, neighbors. And she's like, and she told him, well, so-and-so's sick and he needs us right now. And it's like,
No, Mom.
now I don't know what he's sick with. He could be, God
Right.
forbid. I mean, he could be sick with anything. It could be life-threatening. It could be a cold. I don't know. But nonetheless, she's super vulnerable. She's got all the vulnerabilities that, the people who can't get through this have. And so we're worried, but she seems okay. We call her, she's fine. She's, but I said, you can't have 6 people at the house no more. She said, I didn't. I was like, I believe she don't remember, honestly.
Right.
So hopefully my nephew's there now and he's taking care of her and he's been quarantined. So now hopefully she'll be okay. But everyone else is good and Jenny's family's good and hopefully your family's good too.
Yeah.
They are. And we're going to say a special prayer. Everybody who's watching this, put out a prayer for Mama Wahlberg because her heart is so absolutely big and amazing. And we love her so much. And, you guys you are my friends and I love you both, Donnie.
We love you so much, Sherri.
I do. I miss you. And I'm going to come out to Illinois to see you and just be able to hang with you and Evan. And I thank you for doing this for me, because I know you were so busy. You got so much going on. So thank you.
Anything for you, Sherri Shepherd.
Yeah,
Anything.
always,
We love you.
Love you too.
Always.
And bye to
Thank
everybody
you, Don.
watching. Love you guys too. Be safe.
Yeah. Bye to all
Bye,
my
guys.
kids. Love you guys.
Bye, sweetheart.
Bye.
Mwah.
Bye, Sherri.
See you later. You can click off.
All right, I'm trying.
This girl, you guys, thank you so much for watching my A Very Sherri conversation with Jenny McCarthy and Donnie Wahlberg, otherwise known as Jenny Wahlberg and Donnie Wahlberg. I appreciate it. And I am doing A Very Sherri conversation every Thursday. And sometimes I do it if I have a special guest on Tuesdays. So watch this Thursday, because I'm talking to Aldous Hodge. He is currently can be seen in Invisible Man. He was a star in Underground. He played my son in the Brian Banks movie. And he's just all kinds of chocolate sexy. If you guys know Aldous Hodge, then you're in for a treat. If you don't know Aldous Hodge, Google him, because you are in for a treat. And if you know Chadwick Boseman, tell him I am looking for him. Hit me up in my DMs, because I want to talk to him and I want to have a very Sherri conversation with Chadwick Boseman. So tune in this Thursday, because I'm chatting with Aldous Hodge. And I'm so thankful, very, very thankful, because there's so many lives that you guys could have watched, but you chose to hang with me. So thank you so much. God bless you. Aldous is fine. Thank you, Chocolate Bunny. And I appreciate you guys. I love you, and everybody loves Raymond. 24 Love 75. Thank you so much. Photo Life and Review. Thank you. And all my blackheads, thank you for coming in. And Donnie and Jenny are just the most amazing couple that I know. 6 years married. I was at their wedding. Literally, they had maybe 3 celebrities there. It was members of New Kids on the Block. It was me, and it was one other celeb. It was, that's how real they are. They're so down to earth, and that's why I love them. And I'm going to get off. So A Very Sherri conversation this Thursday with Aldous Hodge. I cannot wait. And I'll see you guys later. Wash your hands. God bless you. Bye-bye.